get no better than that, y'all.
That's what made
it was crazy. Don't get it
That's what made it
that
spectacular.
shit was crazy.
Yeah, it was a spectacular catch. I'm just saying that took it up a notch because of the time of the game. You know, when it came at the game, like.
Of course, clutch.
The crazy part is, most people see the catch right over the 3 people, but this motherfucker had to go through the most shit to get the ball off. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
If you look, it was almost 4. Because did y'all see the safety was like right there coming back
over there?
Yeah.
And so that almost got sacked.
It was equally. I'm trying to figure out which side was more impressive, the throw or the catch.
Yeah.
Because the throw was fucking difficult as fuck too. He had to dodge like 2 or 3 people, and he was falling out of bounds when he threw the ball.
Yeah.
He was falling out of bounds backwards.
That shit was crazy. But as an Eagles fan who have been suffering from lack of wide receivers, that fucking catch, how the fuck did he catch that shit with 3 motherfucking defenders right there? He jumped perfectly and came down with that shit. Like
funny thing is, if you watch the video, it's not like he got up that high either. It was just the timing was just
he jumped up
perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
And it was like posterizing. It's like dunking on 3 motherfuckers. Like he posterized.
Exactly what it was.
That freeze frame. Oh.
Yeah, it was amazing. And another thing that I liked when I saw the game, I thought was impressive was when they were down, when Buffalo went up and it was like 30-some seconds left, you could see Larry Fitzgerald on the sideline picking up their spirits, telling them, hey, let's go. Let's go.
We got time. Right. We got time.
And you know, that guy, Larry Fitzgerald, man, he's an amazing character, man, because he from what I thought blew the fucking game at first, you know, when the ball hit him and it popped up and the guy intercepted it. We all thought the game was over because Buffalo scored.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Buffalo scored. They go up.
Yeah, he was a GOAT.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you know, he had those guys ready to roll for that last little bit. And they went out and they believed in each other and scored, man. That shit was amazing.
So was that the greatest Hail Mary to win the game TD touchdown catch I ever seen?
I've seen some good ones.
No, I think the Golden Tate was better when he was not Golden Tate. Who was it? Oh yeah, didn't Golden Tate catch a Hail Mary from Russ? That was crazy.
I don't remember.
Green Bay, right?
He might have, but I don't remember.
I think it was.
Aaron Rodgers did like 3 of them. That was crazy.
He got
Aaron Rodgers has a couple. Yeah. You know, the first person I thought of was is Calvin Johnson, because he was constantly triple teamed. Like that was normal for Calvin Johnson. He'd be triple teamed and still catch the ball constantly. But he has like 2 or 3 of those also where he won the game at the end, being triple teamed like that.
What was impressive and
it was good.
It was definitely top 10 for me. It was definitely a top 10 play.
Oh yeah, it was just very dramatic.
Top 10 game winner, definitely.
Yeah.
Because of all that had to take place in order for them to get the ball off, and then, you know, 3, maybe 4 people trying to get over there and defend that pass.
Yeah.
Amazing. I saw it live. That shit was great.
It was good. Yeah.
So and the fact that they went down after a minute.
Well, under a minute left. Like, yo, I know Buffalo feels like shit.
That touchdown by Buddy was sick too. That play by Josh.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, they thought they won. Did y'all see all of the Bills beat writers? All of the Bills beat writers. They started tweeting and posted on Facebook about how it was a good game and
that catch by Diggs, that was dramatic. And then they just took the money right out of their pocket.
What's crazy about that game is Diggs is number 1 in receiving, and Hopkins is number 2.
Ain't that something? Well, I don't think there's no argument about who's better between the two.
No,
I think he stamped that. Paul,
for sure.
Yeah, but he deserves it though. I like Chris was our intro.
Eagles need a Hopkins. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Him and Hopkins and Devontae Adams, man. They fucking make me drop tears. Our receivers suck so bad. But anyway, how you motherfuckers doing? Y'all with the Arrogant Underdog podcast, the NFL edition. You got, oh shit, my bad. The weed is good.
What's this, the NFL and smoke edition?
Hey, it's always a smoke edition, but you got Dion the MVP, Hollywood Vic, Eric, aka Booty, aka that motherfucking weak ass Kansas City fan with that dumbass background.
And for everyone listening out there in Art Land, I just want to let you know that I'm here to make America KC again. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make America KC again. That's right.
And myself, Chris G, and this is the NFL podcast. If y'all just listening and can't see this shit, he got a fucking American flag, Kansas City, stupid ass looking flag. This shit is real Trump.
It's so stupid.
That shit real Trumpish. That shit horrible.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I know.
Looking like you gang banging from KC and shit.
Yeah, man.
NFL team.
It's gonna be some gang banging come Sunday night when
y'all play Oakland
City comes to Las Vegas.
I keep wanting to say Oakland. I still can't get used to it.
It's gonna take that's gonna take a few years.
I can't take it.
Beat up on these little punk ass Raiders. You know, they motherfuckers took a victory lap last time we played them around our stadium. And Coach Reed didn't like that too much. Coach Reed didn't like that. You know, it's kind of hard to make Coach Reed angry. But I'm pretty sure he might have said a curse word this time. So
no, he doesn't curse. He wouldn't. He
might have slipped up and gave us one.
He doesn't curse. Him and Gruden going back and forth. What did Gruden actually say to him? Do you guys know?
It wasn't what Gruden said to him. It was what Gruden said in the press conference. He said maybe it was some guy who was a smart aleck bus driver who was talking smack to us, and maybe that's the reason why we drove around the stadium. Oh, motherfucker, so you acknowledging it. Okay, yeah, that's what we like. So Coach Reed response was pretty simple, that's not our style and we don't play like that, but we'll see him on Sunday night. That's what I'm talking about, Coach. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I mean, it could have been a little bit more disrespectful, but I like
it. Not disrespectful at all, actually.
They kind of.
I don't think it's a big deal. I hope they do a victory lap this Sunday night in reverse.
That's dope. No, but the victory lap part is disrespectful. And to be honest, as an Eagles fan, I love disrespectful shit in football. That shit is beautiful. Fuck that nice guy. Fuck that helping people up shit. Fuck that jersey swapping. Fuck all that. Yeah. Fuck that.
Obviously, there's a rivalry between the two teams, but I don't think that was disrespectful at all. I think that comes with the territory.
If you
I agree.
And let's be real, it's the Raiders. They're not known for going high. You know what I'm saying? When other people go low, they go high. That's not what they do.
That's what we want. Listen, it's time that it becomes a rivalry again. It hasn't been a rivalry for very long. We've been whooping their ass for so many years. You know, they got one. So they caught us on our worst day. They had their best day, and we had our worst day, and they won by 8. But we'll see what happens on Sunday night.
How far behind them? How far behind you are they? It's like 2 games, right?
2 games, yeah, because they got 1 win. So we're 8-1 and they're 6-3.
Right.
That's a big game.
You know, sorry. You know, Dion, to be perfectly honest, like to hear this shit from a team that was swag surfing and dancing.
Exactly.
But the game wasn't even over. Man, get the fuck out of here with all that shit.
That's
I hope there's fucking spitball around the stadium.
That's a normal occurrence during timeouts at games, though.
Hypocrite shit.
But
For real.
Nah, bro.
Players swag surf all the time during timeouts.
Do you think the Raiders actually? Okay, let's say if you guys win the division, do you think they make the playoffs? Because now 7 teams get to go to the playoffs now, and the AFC is tight.
I mean, it's possible.
I'm gonna say yes. They'll find a way to make the playoffs. I think so.
Who?
The Raiders. being
I don't.
7 teams will make it because the way it's looking in the AFC East, maybe two out of the North, possibly 3. So it really depends on what Cleveland does, but
Absolutely.
Vegas has the upper hand over Cleveland because they beat them. So Cleveland is definitely pulling for a Kansas City win this week to kind of get them the edge if they can get past Philly. But there's a lot of ball left to be played, so we're gonna see.
But the
Cleveland. Sorry, I was gonna say Cleveland and the Ravens are 6-3, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
I don't see the Raiders. I don't see the Raiders making it, in my opinion. I just don't see them doing that.
Yeah,
there's too many good teams.
Dolphins playing well.
Yeah, dude. The Dolphins are 6-3, and you got 4 teams that are 6-3.
You have right now in the AFC. You have quite a bit of teams that are 6-3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams are 6-3.
Titans.
Mm-hmm. So the Colts, the Dolphins, the Ravens, the Browns, the Raiders, and the Titans are all 6-3.
They're gonna be tight.
It's very tight.
Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I will tell you this. The Raiders are notorious for letdowns. So until they get over that hump, unfortunately.
So are the Browns, though.
I was going to say, and so are the Colts, and so are the Titans.
Well,
the Bills.
The Colts usually make the playoffs. You know, they're not a stranger to playoff games. But the Raiders have went years without making playoffs at times.
It's why I don't believe them. Out of all those teams, I see them as the most fraudulent out of all of them.
Who, the Raiders?
Yeah.
That's a strong word, fraudulent.
So you think that the Browns will be fine? Because we got to remember, if you have 7 teams now, the first team, the highest seed gets the bye week. Just one team gets the bye week now. So now you have the division winners and then 3 teams who get the bye week. So of course, right now the Steelers will, I think they'll likely win that division. The Chiefs will likely win the division. And then you have the AFC East, which right now is the Bills, but that could turn out to be Miami. I don't know. And then the AFC South, which is the Colts, who will likely win that division. And after that, the 3 teams are Miami, Baltimore, and the Browns. If the playoffs happen today, the Raiders wouldn't be in it. Not in the AFC, of course.
Yeah, we'll see. They're just notorious for letdowns, man. They do it year in and year out.
Yeah.
I don't trust the Raiders. I don't trust the Browns.
So now
also, don't sleep on the Patriots making a run either.
That too. There's always a chance that they kind of get it together, and
that's not happening.
Yeah, maybe not. The one thing about this 17 playoff is that I don't know if anybody's going to be taking that last game off this year.
Well, you can't because you're fighting for that last spot.
Yeah,
you may be playing. Yeah, you may be playing. It goes. That's the good thing about it is that there's more opportunity, so more people, they want to give it a go.
Yeah. Now on the NFC side though, it's not as tight, and you have the NFC East where somebody might win the division with a really low record.
First place, baby.
Embarrassing to say. It's almost embarrassing.
First place. No, it ain't. First place. Somebody.
Now, do you think it has a bad record? They deserve to have a home playoff game?
Absolutely.
Hell no.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's still rules is rules.
You know why? Because the rules are the rules. If the rule is that all you have to do is win your division, that's just the way it is. And so if you win your division, it doesn't really matter what the record is. You deserve it because that's the way the rules. That's the way the rules.
That's
go.
fact.
So I don't really see how you could disagree with that.
It's a silly rule. Should be based on seeding.
I agree. Should be based off seeding. I mean,
especially if you got 2 games below 500, like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but if you play your division, twice, then now you want to reseed it. That's not fair. The whole point is to win your division. Then if that's the case, you should be playing more teams twice. You should play like a conference, some of your conference games more than once. You should have expanded. But the goal is to beat your division.
Right.
That's the whole purpose. Is
To earn a playoff spot. I think that if you win your division, you should be rewarded with a playoff spot.
Exactly. And that's what you're getting. But if you're playing a team that's better than you and has a better record than you don't deserve to be at home just because your division's trash. You made the playoffs. You got your spot. But if the team's better than you and they have a better record, they deserve to be at home. Why should you be at home simply because
if my division is trash, I still had to win it. That means I was trash too.
But that's what he's saying. Think about that for a second.
Makes it even worse.
Yeah, look at the NFC East. What if someone wins that division with a 6-10 record?
Okay, then what should happen is you should easily be able to knock them out.
No, what I'm saying is that team doesn't deserve a home game.
No way.
Why not?
Because a team that won, I mean, it could be another team that swept your division completely. Okay. Like, let's say if you play the NFC North and it's the Lions, and they sweep the entire NFC East, and they finish with 10 wins. You mean to tell me that team who swept this entire division and got a better record should have to play a fucking away game to the team with 6 wins? That's ridiculous.
I agree. You lucky enough you're getting a playoff seed with a shitty record.
Absolutely.
A home game, bona fide home game with a shit record.
Why do you play your division games twice?
To win the division earns you a spot to dance.
Because I'm trying to understand, how's it lucky if it's rules? It's not luck. It's the actual requirements. It's the rules.
I'm not saying
you guys want to prorate.
I'm not saying
some rules are shitty.
I'm just saying you don't deserve it. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was about to say. Don't tell me that all rules are made fair. You know, so at the same time, if a shitty team wins their division with a 6 or 7 win season, somebody has 11 games, I can't see why we would think that team should play second fiddle to the other team. Like, that's crazy.
Dude, when it happened years back and the Seahawks made the playoffs, remember 7-9 shit record, they had a home game. Everybody was complaining about that shit too. So it's not exclusive to y'all or to the NFC East. That goes anytime that's ever happened. People fucking complain and say this rule's stupid.
It just seems like you guys.
That's why there's a lot of talk about reseeding, because reseeding makes it more balanced.
It just sounds like you guys want moral victories for losing a division. That's just what it just sounds like to me.
No, it actually sounds the other way. It sounds like you want a moral victory for winning a division.
Exactly.
No. I want my rewards for winning my division. That's exactly what I want.
The reward should be
you making the
playoff spot.
My reward should be I should get the same rewards as every other team that won their division.
Right.
It's what are you talking about?
What happens is when you win your division, you should earn a playoff spot, and you should get the fucking division trophy, whatever that is. That's your fucking reward. You want a fucking participation trophy and shit? Fuck that.
If I scratch a lotto ticket and win $1 million off a dollar lotto tickets versus a $20 one, I still want my same $1 million. The rules still fucking apply.
That's the thing, though. They don't put $1 million scratch odds on the dollar tickets. See, that's the thing. When you're playing with the cheap money, you can't win big money. You can't put a penny in a slot machine and win $1 million jackpot. It's progressive, so you win based off of what the motherfuckers playing for a penny win. You understand this? If you put $5 in the machine, if you was playing a $5 machine, then you might have a chance to win $1 million.
Regardless, cut the check. That's the point of the story. Cut the check.
Well, the way it is now, somebody in the NFC East is going to have a home game, And it's not like y'all gonna be mad.
NFL will be embarrassed, and they're gonna want to change it.
Gonna be a lot of green, no fans.
It's gonna happen. The NFL is gonna be embarrassed. It's embarrassment.
Well, maybe in the offseason.
Speaking of the NFC, I was just gonna say that the Bears are in the 7th seed for the conference right now, sitting at 5-5. It's crazy.
Okay.
And they look like they're 1-5.
That's crazy.
But the NFC as a whole is not right now. Is not up to par with the AFC. So it's gonna be like that. Not much you can do about it. But so what about like so and maybe in the offseason they'll look at it. I don't know. I don't ever hear them talk about it. I hear fans talk about trying to change the seating, but I don't think I've ever heard the rules committee ever bring it up.
The way it is.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever change it. What does change is the salary cap, though. Salary cap is going up this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
Almost $20 million.
Yeah. How much? I don't remember how much it went up last year, but it was about 10 to 15, if I'm not mistaken. Though.
Yeah, it went up a little bit last year.
Yeah.
This year, like I mean, it just keeps creeping up.
Well, some people think that it's going to lead to making super teams. I disagree. I don't think it will. Do you guys think it'll help NFL teams make these super teams?
That's my.
No. NFL is a different breed.
Yeah, it's hard to put together a super team.
It's a different breed.
Right. I know you say it's hard to put together a super team, but you can put together facets of your team that are so much greater than other people's team that can give you an unfair advantage. Like, what if you got fucking 4 dominant defensive linemen, like four Pro Bowlers on the defensive line? Like, now you have the money to be able to attract these people to your team. Like, this is going to be interesting. I'm not saying I'm against it. I just think it could.
Do you really think they'll have the money? Because salaries are also going up.
Exactly.
Right? Like salaries are also going up.
Because they're not guaranteed.
Right.
They fluctuate at a higher level. So, like in the NBA, you got guaranteed contracts. These guys are getting 3-5 years. Nothing changes in 5 years. So sometimes it takes 2-3 years for the next guy to break. But in the NFL, because on a year-to-year basis, so many people are free, it's changing the numbers. You know what I'm saying? And then the quarterbacks, every year, it's changing the numbers. It's fucking hard to field a team of multiple Pro Bowlers at different positions. Like, it don't happen often. Even the good teams. Like, look at this. Like, the Chiefs are an anomaly where the quarterbacks are Pro Bowlers, the tight ends are Pro Bowlers. You got receivers that are Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't happen all the time. Defensively, they're weaker than they are offensively, talent-wise.
I can't stand it. I swear to goodness.
I was trying hard not to give him no compliment. Say that
I mean, really. Seriously. Like,
we're an anomaly.
But QBs are getting more and more expensive every single year.
Exactly, which is why the Cowboys should have paid Dak.
Exactly. But now they're going to have to give him 50. They're going to have to give him 50 a year.
Right. Now. Because now he hasn't played in a few weeks, and he still has more yards than some teams, and also Lamar Jackson.
Great point. There's a sweet spot in the NFL, and the sweet spot is sort of like when your quarterback is still on a rookie deal and you get a real one, then you could splurge in other positions until you have to pay him. If you think about it, the quarterback salary now for a good quarterback, it's a fucking third of the cap.
That's a big portion.
It's damn near a third of the cap. So if you've got one of those guys, there's only so much you're gonna do. That shit's a third of the fucking cap. So when you got a young quarterback like the Cardinals right now, they should be all in and spending a ton of money because you got a real one at QB. And he ain't making a lot of money, so now you spend on all those other positions and elevate your team. And then in another couple of years, when you got to pay them.
NFL players are also getting smarter. So, yeah, they want the money, but they also want everything that comes with it. And I think it seems like they're trying to get other stuff in the contract and to get more guaranteed money and not have a big portion of their money come from incentives. So, I think they're having trouble. And if Murray's smart, he'll probably bet on himself like Dak is doing and say, no, I don't want you to just feed me the bullshit. I want you to give me that guaranteed money and pay me what I'm worth. And I think the players are trying to move more towards like an NBA style, and the NFLPA is trying to buck against it, of course.
Yeah.
They don't
and y'all have the pioneer, Mr. Cousins, to thank for that.
Exactly. And
that was gangster. That was gangster. Him getting out that guaranteed money. But I'm glad you said that stuff, D, because I don't know if they heard you that you said that Dak has more yards than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't like having this conversation about Lamar Jackson. Even though he won MVP, we all know he did that mostly from his legs. You know, he had some great throws too. He did some great plays. But can he succeed as QB playing like that? Like Dak hasn't played in over a month, and he still has more passing. Dak has more passing yards than Lamar Jackson.
Well, so does Baker Mayfield. So Baker Mayfield has less yards than Dak Prescott. Now I know we're gonna get to Baker in a minute, but there are several QBs on this list that it did surprise me. Gardner Minshew, Nick Foles, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Cam Newton, Drew Lock, Nick Mullins, and Jimmy Garoppolo, rounding it off with Sam Darnold, all have less yards than Dak Prescott. That is amazing.
That is fucking crazy.
It's either amazing or it's tragic. I can't.
The Ravens are also 6-3 though, so something's working, right?
Yeah. That run game made them go.
So, do you think that that's a knock on Jackson, or like, why would that be the question that Jackson, you know, whether he can win if he's not passing the ball that much, because they're 6-3?
Well, I think eventually teams will learn how to because they're getting better at playing them against the run. I think teams will get better at that, and eventually he's going to really have to play quarterback. So do you pay him quarterback money when his main weapon is his legs?
That's damn.
But if he's winning and he's your quarterback, why wouldn't you want to pay him?
Because people like Mahomes, people like Murray that we were speaking about, they're the dual threat. They're legit, can beat you legitimately with their arm and their legs. I'm not scared of Lamar Jackson's arm at all. So even though he's winning, it could be a combination of their defense, special teams. It's just a perfect combination right now. But eventually it's going to come down to quarterback play. It always does eventually. That's why he always gets an early exit in the playoffs.
I agree. I think what happens, they're 6-3 and they have a good team. But when they play elite defenses, elite coaching, they put them in a bind. And it's happening over and over again. And it's typically in close games, you see the field gets a lot smaller on him. But I think a lot of it is coaching. I think the coach has to open up the playbook and allow him, you know, unless the coach is just saying we don't think he can handle it or we don't think he can do it, that's a different story. But, yeah, I believe Lamar Jackson is, like, he's at that crossroads where, like, he has to evolve. And I think that's 50% coaching as well. Like, Harbaugh be doing some dumb shit if you watch what they do lately, like some head-scratching shit. So I think they just need to help him a little bit. And he needs more like of a West Coast offense to help him out.
He's completing 64% of his passes right now, right? Which isn't really off the mark from some of the others that we would think of that are good, right? Roethlisberger's at 66, Mahomes is at 66, 67. Mahomes will say he's at 67. So he's completed most of his passes. You know what I'm saying? Like he only has 7 interceptions. That's just about what the others have, except for Mahomes, of course. So I mean, he's not playing bad. It's not like he's playing bad. Maybe it's just that he's not passing a lot.
That's true too. Maybe.
So when he passes, he's doing it. Maybe he's just not passing a lot. Maybe they're not doing a lot of pass plays. I
think he's not passing downfield. a lot of his passes go to running backs. His wide receivers are not used the way they need to be used. That's the fucking problem. The wide receiver position in that offense are not key players. And when you're behind or the game is close and you need yards, like you got to go downfield. Most of his passes, the majority are tight end and running back.
But is that bad?
Every once in a while he'll get a big play, but
that's bad.
It's bad. I'm just gonna speak from experience. A long time ago, we had Alex Smith as our quarterback, right? And I can't remember the season, but it was week 13, 14, or 15, and he had only completed one touchdown pass to a wide receiver. At that point, all the touchdown passes were either to running backs or tight ends. And when we got into the playoffs, they fucking took the tight end away, and we got our ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Like what Vic's saying, like eventually you come across the coaches who know how to plan and plot for that shit, and they make you look foolish. Every time they make you look foolish. And you left scratching your head like, damn, what did we do wrong? We had everything planned. No, they just took your best option away. And then when they take your best option away is you know, if you don't got fucking A, B, C, and D, you can forget about it.
What happens is when them DBs could one-on-one your wide receivers without a problem, them fucking safeties are going to come down and raise hell. It fucks up the timing. It fucks up everything. So now they can throw extra dudes at your tight end. Then you get all that underneath shit, but you're not really going nowhere. So they're cutting the field off on him. And that's what they keep doing to them. They cut the field off on him. It's happening.
Chris said something very interesting a little while ago. Chris said that, do you pay him as just a quarterback or a quarterback and a running back? Because I may mess up on who it was, but I believe it was Jimmy Graham. A while back, he wanted to get paid as a wide receiver.
With the Saints, yep.
With the Saints, and as a tight end, he wanted more money out of that situation. Now, if you reverse that, and he's getting half his yards running the ball, like, yo,
yeah,
like I might can look at him and say, I can give you 26, but giving you 35 is out of the question, buddy.
You could say that, but the truth of the matter is, it's supply and demand.
That's true too.
It won't happen.
On that team,
you say all that, it won't happen because at the end of the day, the Ravens have gone all in on his style of play. They've built the offense around his talent.
They did.
They drafted him knowing that, so they're pot committed. Ain't no way they're gonna say, "Well, we're gonna pay you closer to a running back because you can't throw." That shit ain't happening.
Plus, that MVP helped his ass too. Winning that MVP, that definitely helped his ass.
Bro, he dominated. He dominated.
He did dominate last year.
The NFL wasn't prepared for that. It wasn't prepared for that.
They weren't ready for that shit. Just like right now, they're not ready for Kyler Murray.
He's different. He's different. I think it's disrespectful to even compare. Well, I don't think he was comparing them to even compare them cats though.
I believe the motherfucker can kick.
Yeah,
he probably can kick a
He
field.
say he could be a punter too.
And I bet you he probably coached better than Doug Peterson too.
Oh gosh.
Fucking Doug, I hate you. Doug, if you listen, I hate you.
There's been a couple quarterbacks throughout the years that have punted the ball. So it wouldn't surprise me to see that happen one day.
Yeah. But so, all right, so we know that y'all think that he may not be a real threat. Maybe they shouldn't pay him. But over in Cleveland, in the same division, they have that those dual running backs.
That run heavy offense.
Do you think teams start to figure that out and figure out how to handle that?
But I just want to say this. Cleveland has two fucking studs at running back, though. You know, they
got two number ones. They got two
number ones. Most teams, nobody else has that. Nobody has two number ones.
Y'all got two number ones.
Who?
You.
Oh man, Hilaire's a rookie. We don't know what he's gonna be. We gotta see how.
I mean, Browns is much better though. Browns, their duos is
they got
They ain't got no two number one.
Who?
The Browns?
No.
He's dishing out. He's dishing out
Two
Bellhead.
number one.
Come on. He's a Jets fan. He know he's not gonna show.
He got to prove it. I'm with Vic. He's
fucking washed. He ain't do shit on that team. They were talking about he's gonna go do this, do that. He ain't no fucking number one. Get out of here with that. That dude's washed.
That's still to be
the
seen.
The film don't lie, bro. The film don't lie. He's putting some horrible film out there.
Disrespect.
Yeah, but now let me tell you, they tough. They tough. That's the reason why they're 6-3.
Cleveland built for that cold weather.
But Nick Chubb just came back, so they were running the ball before, but now let me see. So they had 231 rushing yards against Houston. 231. Chubb alone had 126 yards, and Hunt had 104, which was his first 100-yard game for the Browns.
I got a monkey wrench. So a lot of people believe that Nick Chubb shaved points at the end of the game.
Oh, because he went down?
The Browns,
I hate that stupid.
The Browns were a 3-point favorite, and he breaks off with like 50-something seconds left. Mm-hmm. And as he's running to the end zone, he politely steps out of
down. Yeah, but they won the game. It made sense logistically.
Yeah,
from
but
it made sense.
What if Nick Chubb would have bet on the under? What if Nick Chubb's cousin would have bet on the under?
Okay, but that's a what if. But in any other time in football, if you are down to less than a minute in the game and you can win the game and you don't want to have to worry about the other team possibly getting the ball, you take a knee, go and make a formation and get out of there. It just makes sense.
It could have been a coaching decision.
I hear that.
I hate that shit though. Shit's boring.
I didn't know people were feeling like that.
For fantasy wise, I hate that shit.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of when he went out. I was like, fantasy owners.
Even though they have such a threat at running back, that still doesn't make me fear the Browns. Like I fear that combination. Like the Eagles right now have the 26th ranked rushing defense. We are horrible at stopping the rush right now. So if y'all playing fantasy, start those running backs in your leagues. I'm just telling you.
That's when they should fear you. That's when you should fear them. When their strength is your weakness. That's a problem.
I think they end up going to allowing because they really don't trust the way they treat Baker. You can tell they don't trust Baker. He's only going to pass for like 18 attempts. He's only doing like 20, 23 attempts right now. So they really don't trust Baker.
He don't need to.
Right.
He may not need 20 attempts against y'all.
That's not going to running like that is not going to win you every game. It's not going to win you a game against us.
What do you say, Vic? He ain't even going to need 20 attempts against them boys.
Listen, in the games when Chubb has played and Hunt has played, them boys lost one game.
Mm.
All right, so
it's going to be two.
So the Browns have rushed 64% of their snaps,
which is the NFL by far.
Which is a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. So the second highest rate in a single game by any team. So that's just for that game. I was hoping to find how much they've done it all year.
But it's probably more than likely.
I thought it was 60. I thought when I seen it was like 64.
It sounds about right. It sounds like they run like 60% of the time.
That's a lot though for an NFL team.
And they said Tennessee was like 50%.
But here's the thing: if you can be successful at that, that's like the basic formula to football, right? If you can run the ball and be successful,
run the ball, play deep, rush the quarterback,
right. But I bump it up to 65%, take it up to 67%. What difference will it make if you can get first downs and you can keep the ball? I keep running. I run the fuck out of those two.
But do you guys believe that they can win that duel with Baker Mayfield?
I don't know, man.
I think they can win enough to make a wild card. They're not a Super Bowl contender.
I think that's what I was talking about. Yeah, I think it doesn't.
I'm not. Let's be clear. I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl contender. I'm just saying you could win a lot of fucking games with two horses like that in your backfield and a decent O-line. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, depending on the matchup, though, if you get the right defensive matchup, you probably could make it all the way to the Super Bowl. To be very honest with you, if you get the right defensive
matched up against
you get the right defensive matchup, and you're running the ball successfully. You don't have to throw the ball like that because you're on the field. You're running. You're basically owning the game and running the game. You don't necessarily need to air the ball out, and you don't have to worry about playing from behind because in that case, the game is probably close and you're probably ahead. So you get the right defensive matchups, they might be able to go all the way.
But the only problem with that is every now and then you're gonna run across a team who can stop the run.
Right. That's the
out
issue.
Up front, and then when you come across,
and that happens in the playoffs usually.
Can you win the game in the air when need be, or if the game is really close, right? If the game is really close, and then you're down by a point, can your team go on a 90-yard drive and actually score in less than 2 minutes to win?
Well, let me take that back for a second because I will have to look at the numbers. But the Browns against the Cowboys, they were throwing the ball. I mean, our secondary was also.
They had Odell though. They had Odell.
And that game was a shootout between the Cowboys and the Browns, and we had to throw the ball. They had to throw the ball, and they were able to do it. So let me see. The Browns are.
That was different.
What game with the Cowboys?
That was different. That was different.
This year.
That was different.
Every game is a shootout with the Cowboys.
Y'all was great.
But this is what I was about to tell you. It looks like most of the games with the Browns have been a shootout also, though. A lot of these games have been close. They're scoring in the 30s, in the high 30s. And against us, they scored 49. You know, they did lose to the Steelers, but everything else has been in the 30s. They lost to the Raiders, 16-6.
And Dion, how the hell did y'all move all the way up to number 11 ranked defense?
Because our defense for the past 2 weeks, they've gotten better. We're not winning, but they the last 2 weeks, they've gotten better.
And they did not play last week.
For sure.
I said, damn, 11? I was like, how the fuck they go?
When you've been giving up 40 for 3 weeks and then you give up 20 for 2 weeks, you know, that's a big improvement.
No, I think that they started to pick up on the scheme, but that's a whole other topic. I think that they're starting to pay attention. If you notice, they don't look as confused as they used to. They didn't look great, but the last 2 weeks that they played, they looked a lot better.
If you say so.
I think so.
And world, please don't excuse that as no compliment. Fuck them. They still fuck them. We gonna sweep y'all, and we gonna beat the Browns. Get that shit straight.
Okay,
gonna stay in first place.
Listen, one more thing.
No, they're not.
Speaking of the Cowboys, I am a huge Mark Colombo fan. He used to play for the Cowboys, and he was our assistant offensive line coach. I am a huge fan of his. One, because he's passionate, he speaks his mind, and he gets his guys fired up. But maybe he was too passionate, because apparently he got into a fight with Joe Judge.
That's wild. That's wild.
How crazy is that?
And I'm sure he's in New York because of Jason Garrett. You know, I'm sure Garrett loves him too, because Cowboys fans love him too. But I wish they would come out with what happened, because I just don't see him as a guy who just like out of nowhere picks a fight with his head coach.
I don't know if he picked the fight, but I can tell.
Fight talk slick.
Look, I know who won the fight. The motherfucker that got fired won the fight.
Right.
He whooped the head coach ass and got fired, but you gotta be mad to do this to
old lineman. Colombo's a big motherfucker.
Yeah, he's big. I love him.
You're talking 6'4", 300.
But do you guys think
I guess an old special teams ass.
how bad must it have been to get into a fight with the head coach? It had to be really bad.
Because it get bad.
I'm telling you.
And I'm pissed because there's no video of it. Because the last time I saw two coaches go at it was Buddy Ryan and Kevin Gilbride on the sideline. And Buddy Ryan knocked the shit out of Kevin Gilbride on the sideline. So I was hoping that there was some footage to this ass whooping that Colombo put on Judge, because that's the shit everybody really want to see. We want to see it.
If there's
it probably wasn't an ass whooping. It was probably more pushing and shoving than anything. But he probably put hands on Buddy, and he's not supposed to do that.
If there's footage,
snatched him like, get the fuck.
The Marlins swooped in and they got a fixer and they got rid of that footage. Just like I think the Joneses got rid of the Dez Bryant footage, somebody swooped in and got rid of that. Because I find it hard to believe there's no footage. None of the beat writers caught that.
They had a lot to say about it, but no fucking footage.
Yeah. Somebody caught that.
Bring back Buddy Ryan.
No, but I'm telling you right now, what happened is that dude comes from the Patriots. You know, I hear he's like a no-nonsense dude. He probably said some shit that old boy was like, what the fuck? What just came out your mouth, you little motherfucker?
You know what's funny about that? I know for a fact that me and Vic want our head coach to get punched in the mouth by somebody. I know Eric don't want that. Dion, do you want your coach to get punched in the mouth by somebody?
I like my head coach. No.
Okay.
I don't even want my coach to get punched. I want him to get slapped.
Fired.
It's even worse. I want someone to slap the shit out of him.
Big fucking ran out of town.
Like, you don't believe. I would, hey, listen, I'm not even lying. If they were like, if you go drive and get him out of there, I will Uber him the fuck out. I will drive to New York, throw him in the back, and take him to the nearest airport.
They can't stand
fucking
that.
Horrible.
All right,
fucking
before
horrible.
we get out of here, Thursday night game. Arizona is at Seattle. Who y'all got?
Crazy game. Arizona.
Hey, there's no way I'm fucking picking against Kyler Murray. Fuck that.
Me either.
Not
And
me.
you know, I've been on the Seattle train for the past 2 weeks, and they let me down both weeks. I'm done. I'm getting on the Kyler Murray train. I'm picking Arizona.
It's time.
I'm picking Arizona. Arizona has Kenyon Drake back, so that's going to help them, I believe. Carson is out. Seattle can't run the ball for shit. At least when Carson was playing, they could pretend like they could run the ball and he could catch the ball. He brought a different dynamic. With him out, they will have Hyde back, but yeah, I think Arizona. I think Seattle's turning into a pumpkin, man.
Really? Who do y'all think wins that division?
Yeah.
They're both 6-3. Arizona
wins the division.
Yeah, AZ.
So now,
and let me piss Eric off right quick. I'm gonna drop a bombshell. The MVP winner plays in this game.
And you know what? And if Kyler Murray wins the MVP this year, I respect that.
Look at that good sportsmanship. You better than me. You better than me.
No quarterback right now is playing as good as he is. Fuck that. I'm nervous. God damn it.
I think he wins it.
Russ is playing his way out of the MVP. Like you said earlier, he's playing his way out. He's gonna be, if he loses this game and he don't play really well, I don't know, man.
You know
but
what?
check this out.
I think at the end of the day, that's the reason why Russ hasn't won the MVP. It's been too many seasons where
he's like this.
He's always going to slump in the season. He always slumps. I just don't get it. I guess it's just part of, maybe.
I don't know if you remember, but like 2 weeks ago, we were talking about this, and I was like, well, it's just one game. We'll see. I don't know. You can't really put him out for one game, but now it's starting to become a pattern where he's starting to dip down.
Yeah, that's what I was saying a couple weeks ago.
Here's the thing with the MVP, though, because if he lights back up at the right time,
that's true.
He's back in the race, right? That's the crazy part about it.
Very true.
Yeah. Hit real quick. Arizona schedule rest of the year. They play Seattle. Then they play New England, the Rams, the Giants, Philly, and San Francisco.
They can lose against us.
I think they'll win at Seattle, win at New England, lose against the Rams, and possibly sweep the rest of the year right there. Beat the Giants, beat Philly. Like, I don't see any team that outside of the Rams that are a problem.
If they win tomorrow, they're probably gonna finish 13-3.
Hey, look.
Be very afraid of the Cardinals, NFC.
The Cardinals.
Very afraid of the Cardinals.
That's a bad team. That's a good team right there.
I mean, it's so hard to fucking game plan for them. It's just difficult to fucking try to stop all the shit they present.
Dude, they're a fucking problem. On third down, everybody's on skates.
And look,
everybody's on skates, and they got good receivers, dude. That kid Kirk's underrated.
No, they got
some Kirk. Receivers. You got running backs that can catch the ball, both of them.
And then on defense, they still have Patrick Peterson, Buda Baker in the secondary. Like, these players are.
Bro, and Chandler Jones is out. And Chandler Jones, their best, arguably the best player on that team has been out. Chandler Jones is a beast.
But here's what's fascinating. If the Seahawks win tomorrow, right? After that, they have the Eagles, the Giants, the Jets, Washington, the Rams, and then the 49ers.
And unfortunately,
right. So that's tight.
Unfortunately, I expect in that game for Seattle to let me down somehow. They're going to let me down. I don't know how they're going to do it.
But if
their defense is terrible. Their defense is terrible.
But if they win, if you think that Arizona can go undefeated, if they win, do you think that Seattle has the same chance when you heard the rest of their schedule?
Nah, they're going to
have to let down. Who do they fall to? Who are they going to fall to?
Arizona.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If they even if they beat Arizona, they have the Eagles, the Giants, the Jets.
I could see the Eagles beating them.
I was about to say now listen.
The Eagles could beat the Seahawks.
Make no quarrels about it. Now, the Eagles might not have a great record. The Giants don't have a great record, but neither one of those games will be an easy out.
That's a fact.
Neither one of those games will be an easy out.
I'm going to say that's a fact. Because we winning those.
Yo, let me tell you, man. I think the Giants are better than their record shows, man. I think the last two
we're about to go down the NFC East rabbit hole.
No, what I'm saying is this. They look, I'll put it to you like this. They look like they're actually getting better. In the last 2-3 weeks, they look like they're starting to get better. They're coming together. They're getting a bit better.
I will say
that's all I'm saying.
When teams is as they are in the Cowgirls, and even us right now, is when you look that bad, eventually you got to look better. Don't mean they're a good team.
As long as they win in games. And
Dion made a good point about Russell Wilson. So I'm going to give her a shout out right quick because she mentioned up and down quarterbacks that's just not consistent. And right now my quarterback is so inconsistent. And he's low right now. He's doing bad. Don't worry, Wentz. The media has been dragging you for 3 weeks now. The media is dragging Wentz. People I know, they're dragging me for Wentz. Just know, Wentz, we're being dragged together.
You because you tag everybody. You've been tagging everybody for the past 3 or 4 weeks on social media. And then y'all lose and you miraculously are nowhere to be found for like a good 12 to 14 hours.
That happened once and I had stuff I can't discuss on camera. Doing that, y'all know.
Hey, you know who's worse than Wentz? Who's got it worse than Wentz? Garoppolo.
Ooh. Oh, damn.
You talk about overrated dudes that was supposed to be the truth, got paid, which at the time was one of the highest. Talk about the most disappointing. Talk about the dude, the player who's done the least.
Ooh, you sound like
that guy right there.
Wait. It sounds like you described as Zeke.
Zeke won 2 rushing titles.
They talking about a lot of sports shows are talking about maybe they should trade Zeke.
I'm not doing this with y'all. We're done.
Listen, before we get out of here, I just want to say that the Kansas City Chiefs, no play test.
That's that flag talking.
Y'all make sure y'all tune in on Sunday night.
You should see Vic's face right now.
Out here in Vegas, baby.
I love when Vic gets fed up. I love it.
Let's go Raiders.
Yeah, on that.
Raiders whoop they ass, man.
Make sure y'all hit the like button.
Yeah.
Subscribe, share, comment. We love to interchange and mix it up with the folks that's following us. So please comment. We'll be sure to comment back. Until next time, y'all be easy.
Be safe out there. Make sure you check out our TikTok too. Don't forget. We up and running, baby. Check out our clips on there.
Check it out. We'll holler at y'all next week.
Eagles, baby.
Peace.
Peace.